What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I've got a two-round mock draft. No time to waste. Let's get into it. With the Chicago Bears at 1, and there's just no way the Bears aren't trading this pick. We know they've got out offers. We know there's teams interested, including the Titans, apparently, which is interesting. That's not where we're going to go today. We're going to go to the Panthers. I think this is one of the most likely destinations. I think it's probably going to be something like this. Maybe another first. I doubt it. We're gonna rock with this. And just insert whatever value you want here. It doesn't really matter. The only two picks that we care about is 9 and 39. So those are going to be in this mock draft. So the Panthers, they now take Bryce Young from Alabama. Best quarterback in the draft, in my opinion. The Texans at 2 would have loved to have Bryce Young, but they will take CJ Stroud. All right. At 3, the Cardinals. A tempting trade down spot. But I don't know if anyone's going to be that sold on Will Levis besides maybe the Colts. So maybe the Colts even trade up one spot and secure their guy. But instead, we're just going to have the Colts sit where they are, and they'll get Will Levis, who I think will probably be the quarterback of their choice, top guy on their board. Just seems like a perfect fit. Seattle at 5 could be another trade down spot if Will Anderson's not on the board. But if he's on the board, I'm taking Will Anderson. Detroit at 6. Now this is a very good trade down spot. If someone sold on Anthony Richardson, which I think is possible, you're jumping the Raiders, the Falcons, maybe the Titans want to do that, or the Jets, if the Jets don't get Aaron Rodgers. And you know what? I'm gonna do that. Not for the Jets though, but the Titans. They're trying to move up to 1. I feel like it makes a ton of sense. We'll throw in 72. I think that should be about right. I don't know. It's 5 spots. We'll go 72 and like a future 4 or something. We'll force that through. The value can be more if you want it to be more for a QB tax, but give me Anthony Richardson here. All right, the Raiders on the board. And this is kind of a tough spot to be in. You're a little early to take offensive line, you feel like. Is there a corner you're sold on here? Personally, there is for me. Joey Porter Jr., my number 1 corner in the class. It's close between him, Christian Gonzalez, and Devon Witherspoon. They're a tight top 3. Order them really however you want, and I can't be angry with that pick. Atlanta at 8. We're gonna take one of these top 2 edges, and I'm gonna take the one who I think has the higher upside in Myles Murphy. He's a little less polished, I think, but a great run defender, and I think he's gonna be a better athlete than Tyree Wilson. Although if you want the interior versatility, then Tyree Wilson should probably be your guy. The Bears on the board at 9, right? We traded back, and we're going to go offensive line here. I think it makes too much sense, and we're just going to go whoever your top tackle, basically. For me, I'm actually going to go Peter Skronsky, because I think he's just the best offensive lineman in the class. Whether you see him as a long-term guard or at tackle, either way, I think he's the best guy. Philadelphia is in an interesting spot, but honestly, I think it's been made pretty easy by Tyree Wilson falling to 10. I think that's a dream for the Eagles. The Lions on the board at 11 now, and you got some extra value here. You would have loved Tyree Wilson, but instead, I think you're perfectly fine taking one of these 2 corners. And it's just, which one? Honestly, Keely Ringo and Cam Smith are also in the conversation. If you really like them, I think I'm gonna go with Devon Witherspoon. But flip of a coin. Houston Texans on the board. I don't hate Ryan Brazee here, honestly. I also don't hate Quentin Johnston, Jordan Addison. You could look to trade down, but I don't know who's trying to come up here. Maybe someone really likes Broderick Jones, and they're trying to come up for him. Like the team interested the Steelers, which is kind of tempting me here, I'm not going to lie. And you know what? I'm going to do it, because I think if you're the Texans, you snagged your guy at 2. Now let's just get draft capital. Let's get our draft capital back. 17 and 49 feels a bit rich. Maybe 17 and 80 and like a future pick. Yeah, that feels about right. If I did 5 spots earlier and it was only, I didn't give them the pick. Oh man, I'm a dummy. I am a dummy. There we go. Okay. All right. So here we already said where we're going. Broderick Jones, he's actually my tackle three. Um, Paris Johnson is not my tackle two though. I was really impressed at the Senior Bowl by one Darnell Wright, and it's between him and Broderick Jones. It's really tight. Flip of the coin, really it is. And Paris Johnson's right there with them well, for tackle, it'd be 1, 2, and 3, because I don't really think Skoronski's a tackle. But I'm getting sidetracked here. We got the Jets, and if you're not trading for Aaron Rodgers, which is probably what you should do with this pick, honestly, then you got to go tackle, I think. Brian Branch is very tempting. I love Brian Branch. Even Trenton Simpson is a little bit tempting here, just because of his upside, but we're going to go tackle. We're going to go with the consensus top guy, better guy, rather than the guy I like more, and we're going to go Paris Johnson. The Patriots, this is another place where Darnell Wright could go. But I think I'm going to go with a bit of a more fun pick rather than go offensive line. And I'm going to go Brian Branch. If there's anyone who could utilize that guy, it's Bill Belichick. So I think that pick's really fun. Green Bay Packers here, and I really want to go receiver. Quentin Johnston's on the board. And honestly, the Packers will probably not end up going receiver. But in this position, if the board falls like this, who else are you going to take? Are you willing to reach on one of these edge guys? Do you want to take a tight end this high? Maybe corner, but like that's not the biggest need. Antonio Johnson, I don't think is worth taking this high. Is Brian Brazee? Are you willing to shoot on him? Apparently, the NFL's not that high on him. And Quentin Johnston gives you the exact mold of receiver you want on this team. So the fact that he fell to 15 is an absolute blessing there. The Commanders at 16, I think this is where Christian Gonzalez comes off the board. There's no edge rusher I really like at this spot. There's some I'm tempted by, but no one as good as Christian Gonzalez right now on my board. All right, the Texans at 17. So we traded back a little bit. We got some extra draft capital. Now where do we go? I think we take Jordan Addison here. We pair him up with CJ Stroud. That could be very legit. All right, the Lions at 18, our second pick. Who'd we take up top? We took Devon Witherspoon after trading back, which I think is a great pick. And here, there's one guy on the board with more upside than maybe anyone else. And that's Brian Brazee. We're taking him. I know the NFL's not that high on him from what I'm seeing, but hey, I think his upside is still extremely high. Tampa Bay, no quarterback on the board, unfortunately. I don't know why they don't have cornerback as one of their needs. Cornerback is definitely one of their top three needs, in my opinion. And I think that's where we're going to go. I mean, there's still a stud on the board, even though PFF doesn't seem to think so, in Kelee Ringo, whose upside is just insane. All right, the Seahawks on the board. We ended up going Will Anderson up top. And here, this is an interesting spot where O'Cyrus Torrence is interesting. But I kind of like a trade down spot here. I mean, someone might want Bijan. This is about the range you're going to see someone trying to straight up. Cam Smith. I'd be willing to trade up for Cam Smith. Let's just see what's on the board here. The Cardinals, the Jets, and the Packers. The Packers. I don't see them trading up here. But who else do we have? Who else is picking soon? Chargers, Ravens, Vikings, Jaguars, Giants, Cowboys, Bills. Ooh, okay. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have a little bit of fun. The Bills are going balls to the wall. Give them 27, 91, and a future fourth. I don't know if that's fair. The compensation thing, I'm still getting used to it. But they're going balls to the wall. The Seahawks trade back, get some extra capital. And I love this. The Bills go balls to the wall. They're drafting Bijan. They want to get sent over that hump. They're tired of losing in the conference championship. Give me Bijan. Let's go. All right, the Chargers at 21. So this is an interesting spot here. Cam Smith is actually very tempting. He's just so good here. But I do think you have to go wide receiver or tackle. And one of my favorite tackles in the draft is still on the board. Give me Darnell Wright. All right, the Ravens. No Bijan on the board, which means I'm going to have to change it up. JSN is also quite tempting. Cam Smith is very good. He's tempting here. He really is. But I think I am going to go with probably the biggest need, and I'm going to go JSN. Who I still like more than Zay Flowers, which is kind of becoming more of an unpopular opinion by the day. And now the Vikings are just in love. They get Cam Smith. That's a great pick. Great pick, frankly. All right, the Jags are on the board here. O'Cyrus Torrence is interesting. You steal him from the Seahawks, who, if the Seahawks could trade back to 27 and still land O'Cyrus Torrence, that would be a bit insane. But, I mean, there's still some good value on the board if you want to go DB with Antonio Johnson, or maybe if you're the Jags, you're looking wide receiver, you could still use a receiver to round out this core. You could still need some more edge talent, pair up with Trayvon Walker. There's a lot of places you could go. Even tight end, actually. Michael Mayer's been falling out of the first round too often for me. I'm going Michael Mayer. He can't keep falling out of the first round, it's a problem. All right, the Giants at 25. I love this pick. Trenton Simpson. Imagine him on that defense. I think it would be so insane. All right, the Dallas Cowboys here. I feel like they would like maybe like a versatile defensive lineman here. They can probably snag a guy like Carl Brooks maybe later, though, who can kick it into inside sometimes instead of drafting Lucas Van Ness here. Maybe you go Zay Flowers. I don't think O'Cyrus Torrence would be out of the question here. Antonio Johnson probably isn't either. Realistically, Drew Sanders is a first round talent. Like, you know what? I'm going to show Drew Sanders some love. All right. I like the pick. And the Seahawks, I mean, I said it already. If he's here, you're taking O'Cyrus Torrence. That's like insane value. The Bengals. You really got to look corner here, right? Like, I don't think there's a tackle on the board I'm willing to take. Tyreek Stevenson balled out at the Senior Bowl as well. He could be a first round guy. You know what? I'm going to predict that Tyreek Stevenson just tests out like a freak and moves his way all the way to the first round. And I like the pick. New Orleans Saints. Defensive interior, who we got? Elijah Cansey, Mosley Smith. I just don't see these guys as first round guys, locked in first round guys. I know Cansey's been getting a lot of first round hype. I'm going to go Lucas Van Ness here. It's just best player available, which is really what you need to do here. The Chiefs, man, I mock this a lot, but I think it does just kind of make sense. Give me Zay Flowers. All right, the Eagles back on the board. Who do we take up top? Tyree Wilson. Okay, so means we've really got a lot of options here. Antonio Johnson's interesting. Not really looking edge. Eli Ricks. If you want a corner, Emmanuel Forbes is on the board. He's good. Garrett Williams, if you don't mind the injury. This is tough, honestly. You could look to trade back, though. It's a very Eagles thing to do. Who do you trade up for, though? I don't think you're trading up for Tanner McKee. Is a fifth year option on Tanner McKee really worth it? I don't think so. Maybe you go Antonio Johnson. Is there someone deeply in need of a safety who might be willing to trade up here? You know what? When do the Packers pick? When do the Packers pick? I don't hate this. Give up like 45 and 78? We're going to do it. Assuming that the Packers get they're going to get more draft capital from Aaron Rodgers, so they're going to have the ability to move up and down the board. They could also go edge here. There is some really good guys here. Some guys who, kind of fit that Packers mold of draft pick. But I'm gonna go safety. I'm gonna go safety. It's a weird pick, especially for the Packers, who would almost certainly take just a athletic, defensive lineman here. But we're switching it up. Pittsburgh Steelers on the board. I know we made some moves with the Steelers earlier. Let's find out. We took Broderick Jones, we traded up for him, which honestly, good move. I really like that for them. So we're probably not going to take Anton Harrison here, although I wouldn't count it completely out of the question. I do think we're going to go corner, although there is a lot of edge talent still on the board. You know what? There's a ton of edge talent on the board, and I want to show some love to these guys. Give me Nolan Smith here, maybe? Does that make it doesn't make a ton of sense. Alright. You know what? Maybe we just go like Kalijah Cansey here. That would be kind of sick. That would be. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Alright, Houston Texans. Who have we taken? Jordan Addison and CJ Stroud. Alright. So I don't hate the idea of Anton Harrison here. But I think you need talent on this defense, and there is a guy who's just uber talented who's somehow still on the board. Give me Nolan Smith. He is a first round prospect, easy, and the fact that he's still on the board is a crime. With the Cardinals, we took Jalen Carter, so here I do like Anton Harrison. That's a legit pick here. Corner could also be a move, but I think the offensive line, Cody Mauch, he can kick into the interior if you need him to. Maybe that makes more sense because I don't know about Harrison in the interior. I really don't. And if you want that versatility, let's go for it. The Senior Bowl standout. All right, the Colts back on the board. We took Will Levis at 4, I believe. So back on the board here. I think it's too easy. Anton Harrison, right? I mean, too easy. The Rams lucked out, honestly, because there is so much edge talent still on the board. So many potential first round guys, honestly. So let's see, where do we want to go? Keon White, big riser from the Senior Bowl. Felix Anudike-Uzomah, someone who I'm really high on personally. Adetomo Adibaro Adibare. That is impossible to say, but he's a heck of a football player. Another standout at the Senior Bowl. Isaiah Foskey is just criminally underrated on this list. But I think I'm gonna go with Will McDonald here. A guy who's got a frame who you could add weight to if you want him to go up in weight. Speedy guy. I really like Will McDonald. Guy who's getting some first round hype now, which is really cool to see. Seahawks. We took Osiris Torrance, right? You could still think about John Michael Schmitz here, which would be just an insane interior offensive line. Also took Will Anderson out top. This is an interesting spot. Tanner McKee is interesting. Tanner McKee is kind of tempting. But instead, I'm going to go defense. We already took Will Anderson. No. Maybe you go receiver. There's a lot of receiver talent on the board. You know what? I think I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball. And I'm actually going to go receiver here. This is an underrated receiver landing spot. Jalen Hyatt, it's between Jalen Hyatt, Josh Downs, Tank Dell, and if you're going off of my board, there's maybe some other guys you could consider here. Elijah Higgins had a rough outing at the Senior Bowl. He's probably ranked about right. But you know what? I'm gonna go Josh Downs. Here. Raiders. Did we take a quarterback? We took Joey Porter Jr. Okay. Well, maybe you don't get a free agent quarterback. And maybe, hear me out, just maybe, you take Tanner McKee in the second. We're going for it. All right, the Bears back on the board at 39. And here, tight end is their number 2 need. That just seems crazy. We took Peter Skronsky. Okay. So here, we're looking best player available. And honestly, that might just be Jack Campbell. He's good. Also, oh, we haven't taken an edge yet, though. Actually, okay, no, I'm lying here. I'm lying straight through my teeth. It's B.J. Ojulari. It's no questions asked. B.J. Ojulari. Saints, we were just on the board. We took Lucas Van Ness. Here, I think we probably go address that secondary, which could definitely use some love. And Jamie Robinson, another standout from the Senior Bowl. J.L. Skinner is also a beast, though. Sidney Brown was also very. This safety class actually got a whole lot better after the Senior Bowl. A whole lot better. I'm actually quite excited for this safety class. I'm going to take one of them right here. I'm going to take Jimmy Robinson, Florida State safety. All right, Titans on the board. Did we take a tackle already? I believe we did. No, we traded up for Anthony Richardson. Duh. Okay. Wow, that is interesting. I think we gotta give him some protection or someone to throw to. So we're just gonna throw up those positions. Tank Dell is on the board here. We could show him some love. Could also go Matthew Berger on or Blake for. Oh, you know who's still on the board? DeJuan freaking Jones. Gotta show some love to a dude who I think is probably going in the first round after the Senior Bowl he had. It was an absolute. He put on a show. All right, this is a pick that I've seen tons of people doing. Defensive interior to the Browns. They need it. Personally, not personally, but a lot of people would go Siaki Ika here. I'm higher on Mozzie Smith. I think he can do similar things against the run, but has more pass rush upside. Can move better. I like the fit. All right, the Jets here. We took Paris Johnson in the first. And here, actually, you know who's on the board still? Jack Campbell. I think that is a great fit. Atlanta Falcons. All right. Man, I need to remember who I took better. We took Miles Murphy in the first. So here in the second, honestly, there's some good value at receiver. And it makes a ton of sense. This team definitely needs some more weapons. Granted, it needs a better quarterback first, but we'll get the surroundings first. Give me Tank Dell. Give me the standout from the Senior Bowl. All right, Eagles. Hmm. We took we took an edge and a corner, I believe. That's what I usually do. No, we traded back to this spot. That's right. We traded back with Green Bay. And up top, we took Tyree Wilson. Well, we traded back because the value at corner just wasn't there. But guess what's there now? Value at corner. You actually, wait, no. You know what? You know what? Give me John Michael Schmitz. He's still on the board. It's crazy. We're saying, uh, Travis Kelce. Sorry. That's a blunder. Jason Kelce, you don't have to retire now, but when you do, we're ready. Or you slide him to guard. You slide him to guard. He can play guard. Oh, I love it. The Patriots back on the board. Think we took Brian Branch in the first. So here, I wouldn't mind getting a weapon on offense, but also I wouldn't hate picking up a guy like maybe Andre Carter, but he's kind of fallen for me. Like Keon White or Felix Anudike-Uzomah or Carl Brooks or oh my gosh, there is tons of edge talent. This edge class is so loaded. Give me Keon White here. A big riser from the Senior Bowl, an athletic dude, guy who I think Belichick would love. All right, Commanders now. They could also go edge here. I know he took corner in the first. Not really. Like Steve Avila is your best interior offensive line guy. And actually, after his Senior Bowl, I don't hate taking him here. I don't hate it at all. All right, Detroit Lions. Now, they've had a bunch of picks. So let's find out who they took. Brian Brazee and Devon Witherspoon. Okay. I really like those two picks, honestly. Here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm, I am going to do it. We got to address this offense. Give me Jahmyr Gibbs. I think that's killer. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers back on the board. We've taken a tackle and a corner. No, tackle and a defensive interior. Okay, we're definitely looking corner here then. And best guy on the board. There's some interesting guys here. I think it's between Eli Ricks and Emmanuel Forbes. Garrett Williams, just the injury concerns me. It really does. Jalen Jones is falling down. Clark Phillips, if you're not worried about the size of Clark Phillips, he should actually. I don't know how the Steelers feel about just slot corners, but dude, as a slot corner, he's one of the best in the class. If you just accept that he's going to play in the slot, probably only because of his size, you're getting a hell of a football player. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They took QB Ringo in the first. All right. Here, let's go. This is actually kind of a tough one. Let's go Felix Anudike-Uzomah, just best player available. He's an absolute steal at this spot. The Seahawks, man, another team with a bunch of picks. We took wide receiver. All right, let's look. Maybe interior offensive line here. Maybe corner, actually. Would they take a corner this high? I think they would. We're going to go corner. Eli Ricks. Just fill out that defense. All right, Miami. Gotta look offensive line. Oh, where's the value at? Next guy up is probably Matthew Bergeron. Maybe Olusegun Timmy. He's very good. He could actually. He's debatably the next guy up. I really love Olusegun, but I'm gonna take Bergeron here. All right, Chargers. Have we took a wide receiver yet? We have not. All right. There's just too good a value at wide receiver right now. Jalen freaking Hyatt. Oh, he's a stud. All right, Chicago. Another pick, dude. And they're killing this draft. B.J. Ojulari and Peter Skoronski so far. Let's look at receiver then again. Back to back, baby. Rashee Rice is very interesting here. Andre, he had a decent Senior Bowl. A guy like Dontavion Wicks actually had a pretty solid Senior Bowl. Justin Shorter is underrated, honestly. Michael Wilson is severely underrated here. Like, he could go here. You know what? I might show some love. They got him at 270. Nah, give me Michael Wilson. All right. He's probably more of a round 3 guy, but, shit happens. Detroit back on the board again. We just took Jahmyr Gibbs, that's right. I don't think we've taken a defensive interior for them yet. And although I'm not very high on Siaki Ika, I know there's some guys who are. Round 2 into round 2 feels comfortable for him. Jacksonville Jaguars. We're gonna go interior offensive line because I don't believe I have yet. And we're gonna go Olusegun Oluwatimi. I hope that's not a blunder. I don't think I took interior offensive line for them. Did I? No, I took my Hummer. Alright, that's a good pick then. The Giants are on the board, and you know what? I'm gonna go with the next tight end off the board. And who do I want it to be though? Luke Musgrave is good. Dalton Kincaid is also good. Sam Laporta is good. Darnell Washington's more of a blocking tight end. I don't know if that's kind of what you want. Give me Dalton Kincaid here. All right, the Cowboys. You know what? Give me... Who do we take already? We took Drew Sanders, which is a killer pick. Now I'm going to go safety, I think, because there's just elite value here. And, give me J.L. Skinner. The Bills, they could go safety as well. They could also... We traded up for Bijan, I remember that. I think you've got to go into your offensive line. It's just, those are your two needs. That's it. Like, that's it. Give me Luke Leifler. All right, Cincinnati. We took Tyreek Stevenson in the first. We got to go offensive line here. We got to. And Wanya Morris is not this high, but he's a pretty solid player. Blake Freeland, I just don't think he's worth this high of a pick. Maybe you could Voorhees. Honestly, there's nothing here. Do I just trade back? I've kind of just disregarded trades this whole second round, but we'll do a trade now. This late. Who might be wanting to come up and snag a corner here? Have we drafted a corner to the Raiders yet? Tanner McKee. Joey Porter. Dang. That would have been solid. The Cardinals. The Cardinals, the Cardinals, the Cardinals, the Cardinals. Cody Ma. Perfect. All right, the Cardinals are coming up. They are getting their corner. The Bengals are moving back and probably taking an offensive lineman once they move back. Pick up 169 and a future 5? Sure. Sure. And the Cardinals take none other than, I actually don't know yet. Let me look who's on the board. uh, give me Emmanuel Forbes. He is the best corner available. Jalen Jones, I think, is close, though. All right, Carolina Panthers on the board here. And you know what? I haven't shown any love to any running backs. Let's show some love here. There's some really good ones on the board. Sean Tucker, Devin A. Man, this running back class is insane. Tyjae Spears went off at the Senior Bowl. You know what? Do I take him here? I'm gonna take him. Why not? Show some love to the running backs. All right, Kansas City. Who all have we taken? We took Zay Flowers. Okay, that's a solid pick. Here, we're just gonna go best D lineman available. Honestly, that feels like the move. And personally, Andre Carter he did so bad at the Senior Bowl. I don't know if I can take him here over a guy like Carl Brooks, who showed out, or like Keanu Benton, Isaiah Foskey, who's still on the board. Oh, man, Isaiah Foskey can't still be on the board, dude. All right, Philly took Tyree Wilson and traded back somewhere and got John Michael Schmitz. Okay. We not get a corner yet? Let's go corner. Let's go Garrett Williams, actually, because he's got a lead upside. He's just got injury concerns. And if you're the Eagles, well, you're potential Super Bowl champions. So you're not really too worried if a guy can't get on the field right away. But there it is. It's finally over. We're finally finished. 2 rounds of drafting done. And now we're just waiting on results, if those will ever come in. Probably not, but go back to the video, tell me what you guys think, and until next time, peace out.